Hey everybody, Biohack here. We have a pretty interesting event going on right now. It's a 2x and a 10x void shard event at the same time. So what that means is we have a 2x chance of getting legendary and epic champions, and if we pull a legendary or an epic champion, we have a 10x chance of getting one of these champions in particular. So Rio Bone Spear is the legendary champion. This is a great champion to serve as your cleanser. She's got a remove all debuffs, then place a block debuffs on all allies. Also heals all allies by their max 35% of their max HP and a further 5% for each debuff. But what makes her extra interesting is she's got this passive here where she instantly transfers any debuffs she's receives back onto the attacker. So you could imagine doing something like if you're fighting a team with a Hegemon and a Kymar or something like that on the same team, you put her in immunity gear, she gets hit with from the Hegemon, which she avoids because of immunity. Then Kymar's buff strips her and puts her to sleep, but she throws the sleep back on him and then can counter and cleanse your whole team. So there's some interesting stuff you could do with her for that reason. Or you could, for example, have her serve as both your shield champion and your cleanser, since she doesn't need to be in immunity in arena. She could give you that tankiness of the shield on your whole team while also still being able to serve as your cleanser without needing super high resistance or an immunity set. So there's a couple of interesting uses for her. And I think she's a pretty solid legendary champion. I definitely wouldn't mind getting her. And since, she's on a 10x and we've got the 2x at the same time, might as well give it a shot. Epic champions, this is Oboro. She's kind of a damage dealer that has some interesting mechanics where she can transfer buffs from herself to the target, or debuffs from herself to the target enemy. She can also steal debuffs. All right, I think 75% chance of stealing all the buffs from the target, which is kind of nice. And then she's got some other things where she gives herself increased damage, crit rate and crit damage, and perfect veil, and then she has this revive on death whenever she gets a perfect veil. So she's a pretty cool, interesting champion. I'm not sure if I would use her if I got her, but she's there. The other one here is Genbo the Dishonored. I think this guy's really cool. The main appeal of this guy, so he's got a nice increased crit rate, increased crit damage buff with 3 turns, and then grants himself an extra turn. So you can use this to basically buff up before you nuke in arena. And then he's got this immune to decrease attack debuff and will ignore unkillable buffs when attacking under increased attack. So this can be really nice to make sure you're taking out anyone who procs swift parry in the arena. So he seems like a pretty interesting champion and maybe useful in certain situations. He also has this decrease all buffs by 1 turn effect, which can't be resisted as long as he crits. So pretty cool champion overall. I kind of like him. Speed aura in arena too, which is nice if you're running a team where you need that. Any of these champions I think are pretty cool. And like I said, it's a 2x right now, so there's really not a good reason to pull. That being said, we're going to get another buff on or another event on Sunday where we pull 15 void shards and have a guaranteed chance of getting a void epic Ursula the Mourner, I think it is, who's a reviver. So I'm going to save some for that. I'm probably going to pull maybe 20 void shards here. And save the rest for fusions and that 15 on Sunday. So here we go. All right, we got a Dilgal. No, thank you. And a Harvester. No, thank you again. Ifrit, not what I'm looking for. Come on. Another Paragon. Rares. We don't need pretty much any void rares at this point. Oh, Inquisitor Shamael. Very excited about getting this guy. This guy's a super good nuker in the game. He's got this okay, well that's his passive. So his A1 attacks one enemy, 50% chance of decreasing the duration of random buff. Every time an enemy places a debuff on an animal, he uses this skill against that enemy. These counterattacks only deal 50% of the normal damage. So every time they get debuffs, he counterattacks. That's really nice. Attacks one enemy 3 times, will ignore 25% of the target's defense, will ignore a further 25% of the target's defense for each buff on this champion. Places a true fear debuff on for 1 turn if this attack kills an enemy. So this is really, really nice. This ability hits super hard if he's under a lot of buffs. So yeah, really, really cool ability here. Really like this. And this, each critical hit fills this champion's turn meter by 7.5%. And then whenever an ally receives a fear or a true fear debuff from an enemy, the skill will instantly remove the debuff and fill the ally's turn meter by 15%. So this could be a really interesting passive as well to counter like certain fear or true fear champions. All right, definitely super like that. More rares. Eviscerator, no thank you. Yeah, here we go. What's Genbo? Nice. Pulled the Genbo as well. Hell yeah. So we kind of went over his kit at the beginning, but gets the increase, or steals increase attack, decreases buffs if he gets a by 1 turn, duration of all buffs by 1 turn if he gets a crit, and then this self buff, and then also ignores unkillable under decreased attack. Super sweet. Okay, nice. I'm happy with both of these pulls. It's pretty good so far. Of course, I'd love to get a legendary, but you know, odds of that are like 1%. So, oh, here's another one. Face. Nice. Faceless is another champion. He's a non-dupe. Well, yeah, I'm pulling like crazy epics today. This is great. So Faceless, if you don't know, is a super strong nuker. It's which I think this ability here attacks one enemy, will ignore shield and block damage buffs as well as defense. So he ignores defense on this ability here, which makes him super strong as a nuker. And then I think this is just a buff, and Z1 gives a 50% chance. So it's mainly about this ability here. He's one of the hardest nukers, or hardest single target nukers in the game, because that ignored defense. Very nice. Right, Kurzad, don't need you. Man, we pulled like 3 epics and 12 shards. That's legit. And none of them were duplicates. That's really nice. Vanguard, no thank you. Again, don't care about the rares. Another epic. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. This is my 3rd man-eater. The 3rd one. What am I gonna do with 3 man-eaters? Oh, people are gonna kill me if they find out about this. I mean, this champion is so good. Maybe I'll build him for like a spider turn meter decreaser or something. Holy crap, I can't. Oh, another man-eater. You gotta be kidding me. This is epic central. Holy crap. We're getting so many epics. I pulled 15 shards and pulled like 4 epics, including a man-eater. I mean, man-eater's a dupe, but he's a triplet. I already have 2 of them. But you can't complain about this champion. He's so good that he's the only dupe champion. Actually, I guess I have a seeker. I have 2 seekers. He's the only other dupe champion I have built out right now, level 60. And honestly, I think I could probably make use of a triple. I might legit build this one as the 3rd man-eater. He's just such a good champion. All right. Scrapper, no thanks. We're going to take this down to the 50 mark, I think. I still don't have a Madame Saris. I'd love to pull a Madame Saris. Yes. Who do we got? Ooh, Lua. I can't remember if Lua's a dupe or not. Jesus, I'm getting lucky with epics. So if you don't know Lua, she has this A1, or not A1, she has this decrease turn meter by 100%, will ignore shield and block damage. That's pretty solid on a 4-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies 3 times. Each hit has a critical each critical hit heals the champion by 2.5%, and then attacks one enemy, deals 50% of the damage to all other enemies if the attack is critical. She's a decent champion. I probably won't build her just because I don't need her, but she's not bad. All right, 8 more to go. If I get another epic out of this, it's gonna be legit. I need to check my. Oh, this is the 10x, or this. Sorry, this rare is on a 10x as well. I think. He's kind of interesting. I don't know. Probably would never use him for anything, but maybe if faction wars, if I don't have anything else. But I got Gembo now, and I got Yoshi. So I don't know if I'd ever use this guy. Tax one enemy has 30% chance placing a 30% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns, and a 60% if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. Tax one enemy has 75% chance of transferring 2 random debuffs from this champion to the target. I'm trying to think if there's any, maybe in the right faction war, against the right faction war boss, this could be interesting, but we'll have to see. Places a 50% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns and removes 1 random debuff from each ally. It's kind of nice in the right situation. So yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe we could use them. All right, 6 more. Another rare. I think I have a Fanatic stashed away in the vault somewhere anyway, so it's not that big a deal. Another rare. Actually, Bloodhorn, I think I had to use to fuse Broadmoss, so I don't actually have this champion. I don't know if I would use him at all. Probably not. I have that Hippo. I would, if I was going to build anyone else out for Faction Wars. I already unlocked Lydia, so now I'm just trying to get things that clean it up on Auto 21. I wouldn't build another Seducer. No, thank you. Come on. All right, what do we got? 1 left? 2 left. Can we get another epic out of this? Yep. Here we go. Godseeker and Neri. Holy shit, man. Dude, I got so freaking carried. Are you serious? I got so freaking carried. I think I'm legit gonna 6-star her like right now. So if you don't know what this champion does, she's really interesting. A1 tax 1 ally, heals ally with the lowest HP by 5% of their max. That's good. Tax all enemies, heals all allies by 15% of their max HP, then decreases the duration of all buffs on the enemy by 1 turn, and increases the duration of all buffs on allies by 1 turn. And what's really, really important about this ability is if you book it, it's on a 3-turn cooldown. There's a ton of abilities in the game that are 2-turn duration buffs on 3-turn cooldowns. So what this means is you can pair her with somebody like, say, Brogni. Godseeker Neri plus Underpriest Brogni. Underpriest Brogni throws up his shield and his block debuffs for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Godseeker Neri increases that duration, and now you have permanent uptime on block debuffs and Brogni shield, and then he's boosting up over time. So that's a super combo, strong combo. But there's tons of champions that you can use that have this, that have those 2-turn duration debuffs or 2-turn duration buffs on a 3-turn cooldown. There's a couple other champions in the game like Sandlash Survivor, and I think one of the new rares that came into game that also have increased duration of all buffs by 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown. Hope has it on the 4, and I think there's some other champions that have it on a 4, but having it on a 3 is really, really nice. So this ability is not to be slept on, super strong. And plus it's got this little, sort of buff removal thing. And the nice thing about decreased duration is it works on I think it works on things that can't be removed, right? Because you're not actually removing the buff, you're decreasing the duration. So that's kind of interesting. Very, very strong champion. And then she's got this revives dead allies with 50% HP and fills their turn meter by 50% HP, and also resets the cooldown on all of their skills. That's very, very strong. And then she's got this Guardian Angel passive, so if an ally is about to get killed by a fatal hit, it preempts that hit and instantly places a revive on death debuff or buff on them for 1 turn before the damage is taken. So they take critical damage, she puts the buff on them, they die, and then they come back to life. So super cool ability. This is a great champion. Really strong epic. Holy crap, we pulled some good stuff today. And also, I can't farm Sacred Order on Faction Wars 21 yet, so she'll help me with that for sure. Super glad I pulled her. All right, last one we're going to pull today, and it's a rare. Okay, well, we didn't get any Void Legos today, but holy crap did we get carried, super carried on the rares or on the epics. So that's awesome. I'm just gonna check this real quick. Yeah, I'm super far away from getting anything else over here, but we did get the legendary book and some energy, so that's nice. Yeah, what fantastic pulls. That's legit. So good luck to all you guys out there. I'll be pulling 15 more on Sunday in order to unlock Ursula, and then the rest I'm going to save to make sure I have enough shards to pull for any fusions that are upcoming. So good luck to y'all on your pulls out there, and have a good one. Cheers.